Welcome to So You. I'm Tim.
What's going on? I'm Elle.
And today, So You watched Secession.
Season 1.
Season 1. Because they do have a Season 2.
Join the Waystar Royco team.
Yeah.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah. What a great show.
Dude, I fucking love this show. I'm not going to lie.
Such a good show.
I was late to hop on the Succession bandwagon.
I was later than you because you were convincing me for like a month.
I know. I was like, you should really. But I'd started it, but I hadn't really made any leeway. And then when you were like, okay, let's do it. And I was like, oh shit, okay. Now I
was like, I can binge this in 2 days. Let's do it.
I was like, all right, I'm gonna do that too. So we finished out the season. Perfect timing because
I've
season
got
2 is about to
I've got
release
12 hours. It's 10 hours worth of TV. I can do this.
What is time?
Yeah. What is time? Tack on an hour and a half film. Yeah. You got it.
I bet Kendall wishes he had some more time.
Oh. Before we dive in, I had a thought.
Oh.
Not really. I have a question.
Okay, what's your question?
What?
Tim's
What?
question.
Yeah, that's our new jingle and segment. Tim's question. Ba-da-da.
It's gonna change every week, probably.
What kind of jam, jelly, and or fruit spread do you prefer?
You're gonna be so appalled. So, when I grew up, I was just like the normal PB&J, right?
Okay.
That was it. I was like
I was gonna say, don't you fucking hit me with like a chutney. I'm gonna fucking. I get it. You're Indian. Cool.
Ironically enough, or not ironically for people that actually know me, that came later in life. I did the chutney, the chutney butter sandwiches. Fucking fire, you guys.
Yeah, chutney's
so good.
amazing.
It's so amazing. I wish I didn't decline that part of myself for so long. But anyways, so PBJ.
Open up to your food culture, L. Jesus.
Dude,
it's delicious.
It's so good. It's so good.
Indian food is amazing.
PSA. It's just a chai latte.
Yeah.
Not the chai tea.
Again.
I know.
Yeah.
Chai
it's
latte.
just a chai latte,
Anyways,
guys.
So now I've gotten older. I love me some fucking strawberry jam. I don't know why. Peach preserves too, and then the weird spicy peach.
Okay.
I don't know.
You like pepper jellies?
A little, yeah.
Pepper jellies are good.
But it's just but it depends on the mood I'm in. But that's I'm pretty basic though when it comes to spreads and jams.
Depends on the mood I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes I'm feeling more spicy, so I go with the pepper jellies for when I'm heated.
It's a little chilly outside. You want something to...
I got back home from work and traffic pissed me off. I want a PB&J. I gotta get the pepper jam. Fuels the fire.
Pepper jam. It sounds like a weird super jam. Anyway, sorry. Pepper jam. So yeah, you?
Grape.
Wine? No.
Grape jelly, man. I'm tired of everyone going to strawberry.
Oh, I'm
tired of everyone going to strawberry.
Because we've been living grape life our entire lives.
You don't have to. What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with it.
Strawberry. It's not even extra flavor. It's a lateral move at best. It's a lateral move at best. I'll tell you how long has it been since you had grape?
It's actually been a while since I've had a grape.
Yeah, go ahead. Next time you go shopping, get you some grape jelly and or jam. If I'm gonna if I'm gonna be honest, get the Smucker's natural.
Yeah, that natural shit. It's actually really good.
Well, the reason why I mentioned there is because the consistency of that is amazing. If you're buying grape and it's that clear and it looks like Jell-O.
My body just shuddered. That's not real.
No, it's not great.
Not great.
How do you? Second question. Tim. Second question.
What a segue.
That's the second question jingle. If you were. How do you spread jam jelly on a sandwich? What's your method?
Oh God,
that's a hard thing to spread. Jams and jellies are difficult to spread, right? They're thick. They're a weird consistency. You go in, you're smushing your bread. How do you do it?
So it depends on the consistency.
Okay.
Because with some of the I can just go in the jar, scoop it out with the knife, slather it on the
when you're dealing with
toast.
When you're dealing with chutneys, that's usually the usually the consistency.
With chutneys, you're gonna use a spoon.
Yeah,
it's a little bit more.
Here's the thing: you use a spoon with all of it. I'm a spoon.
You're a spooner.
My bud in college.
Interesting.
My bud in college was a spoon guy.
Okay.
He would spoon everything. Peanut butter, jam, mayo. Not on the sandwich, but like if he was using mayo.
I got it.
You know what I mean?
He would spoon it.
He didn't put mayo on his PB&Js, guys.
Thank God. That'd be a whole other podcast.
Yeah.
Yikes.
No, but he and I used to be like, "What the fuck are you doing, man?
You're a knifer."
I was a butter knife guy.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a butter knife. You know, that's the point.
Right. So you used to spread stuff.
And so I used to be like, I guarantee you, I can spread this. I can spread my sandwich faster than you can spread your sandwich.
Yeah.
Fucking spoony.
Yeah.
Yeah, it got a little like racist undertones. You know what I mean? I called him a spoonie, like he was a fucking different being than I was.
Yeah, fucking
He wasn't. He was also white.
Damn it. So you and this fucking spoonie over here.
Yeah, this fucking spoonie. I'm a knifey. This spoonie over here is trying to tell me. He's trying to tell me. He's like, dude, I'm telling you. He's like, Tim, I can spread my sandwich faster than you can spread yours. And I was like, you know what, bud? We're about to go in.
Go in.
So we grabbed our whole wheat, whole grain toast. Not toast. It was just bread. Whole wheat, whole grain, because I'm a health conscious person and you need your fiber. It helps you take massive shits.
Yep, that's
If you're struggling taking shits,
some fiber.
Get some fucking fiber supplements.
Yeah.
Or just eat more fiber in your diet.
Stop eating as much protein than you're ingesting.
It will literally slide right out. It's a slip and slide down there. That's what fiber is. Fiber is a slip and slide for your colon, and it just right out.
I hope that sound effect.
That is the sound effect.
I hope that gets picked up. I hope everyone heard that. Yes.
Yeah, but and so we had a competition.
Right.
And I fucking lost.
Oh. Rough.
Because the spoon is so much. The backside of a spoon is so much more effective at spreading literally
everything.
Everything.
So is this? I'm curious on the technique now. Are we pumping? So we're getting one pump of our jam, jelly, whatever, dumping it on our bread, and then one, or we just boom.
Here's
boom,
the thing. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
We didn't. To make it a level field.
Yeah.
It was a. You do how you do it. I'll do it how I do it. Our techniques are gonna be the indicators here. And
okay.
Yeah, which is why I was asking you. So how do you spread? So you're a knifer?
I'm a knifer.
You got to drop the knife.
Apparently.
You're fucking up.
He has one conversation with the spoon.
You've lived life wrong.
Listen.
All the way up to this point.
How is it more efficient? Tell me more.
Well, tell me how do you spread a jam and jelly? Do you just open the jar, you scoop, and you go?
No, no, because it's like I want my ratio of right. So I'm probably gonna take at least 2 things of knife spoons.
Okay.
Knivefuls.
Yeah. Right.
Of my jelly.
Right. How does it spread?
This is where the consistency part comes in.
Okay.
Because you can either do like the round around the plate, but normally it's just the normal spread across.
Let's say you're dealing with like a thicker one. You're not dealing with a good strawberry jam. You're dealing with a more congealed, a pepper jelly or something like that.
It's going to be a little more frustrating, but it's going to be we're dumping it on top of on the bread.
I'm going to give you a little tip. That even a knifey can pull off.
What you got, Spoonie?
That's going to be our new. That's how we're going to address each other for the rest of this. For the rest of our lives. Divided. So, what you do?
Yeah.
If you have a jam and jelly, especially a fresh jar.
Yeah.
Right. When you open up the fresh jar, it has the little.
Oh.
Great sound.
Fantastic
you open up
sound.
If it doesn't make that sound, don't eat it.
No. Yeah. Exactly. It's gone wrong.
Yeah. It says it on the jar.
you don't hear that pop.
Yeah, on the top of the lid. It's like, if this doesn't pop, you fucked up.
Take us back immediately.
So yeah, you open it up.
Satisfying.
And it's, it's very smooth. It's been jarred perfectly.
Yeah.
Here's how you perfectly spread. You take you can do it as a knifey.
Okay.
You take it and you fucking stir the shit out of your jar. I mean, you fucking stick it and you just stir the shit out of it. And you break it all up.
Okay.
And you create the perfect consistency. Oh. And then you just scoop it out and it spreads right across.
Interesting.
You don't just scoop out of the jar, put it on there, and try and like mash and spread it out on the bread. No.
You mix it first
on your bread. Mix it up, get the right consistency, then spoon it.
Get the fuck out of here.
Spoon it out, knife it out. If you're a fucking weirdo.
98% of the population.
Yeah, knife it out, spread it across. Here's why spoons are better.
Okay.
There's more surface area.
Right. On the back end of that.
To get all you need in one. My butt, hey, that's the thing. We were going.
Yeah.
I had to do the two knife because the jam is all like, peanut butter's easy because peanut butter sticks. It's like one big massive clump,
right.
Whatever. The jam was all fucking sliding off and I had to like keep going in because I got this tiny little sliver. It's like a fucking centimeter across and it won't work. And it's more like an inch, but whatever. And it won't work. And I'm just like trying to make fucking 2 or 3 scoops just to get the proper amount. And he just fucking one plop.
And then
one plop.
And it was jellied.
And then I found out you don't even have for jellies and jams, if mixed properly before you put it on the bread. Yeah. You can just scoop it out, whip it off, and then use the back. So then you can get the perfect scoop one time with the proper scoop side. And then you just
eat the excess that's left on the top part of the spoon?
That's it. The spoon, you don't have to lick the butter knife. Even though the butter knife's not going to cut you, it feels weird if you lick a knife. You're like, I'm going to fucking cut I'm going to cut my tongue. But it's not. Whatever. Huh. All I'm saying, you've lived life wrong, and I've lived it better than you have. Clearly,
recently,
so,
very recently, you just made the
in
departure
college.
Let's get off the high horse.
Well, in college.
Okay.
So I was 21.
So it was like a year ago.
I was 20.
Okay,
guys,
I'll try it out. You fucking spoonie.
No, here's the thing. Even if you don't want to transfer to being a spoonie, guys, if you don't want to be a spoonie, that's fine. I'm not going to judge you. You're wrong, but I'm not going to judge you.
Though, that is throwing me off.
Seriously,
though. Yeah, I'm going to try that out.
Seriously, though. Well, that's the thing. Is like if you buy peanut butter that has like the oil separates, you have to mix that up anyway. Yeah. You're already doing it with the peanut butter, so.
Just do it
with your jellies and jams, guys. Okay. Because it's already kind of congealed and it's a little bit.
Yeah.
The texture's always a little bit more firm than you want it to be. So just go in there. You got to break it up. If you open up any of my, there's a couple I haven't used in a little bit, but if you open up any of my jams and jellies in my fridge, they're all mixed up. They look like they're all clumped up on the top because I mix it. And then I fucking scoop it out and it spreads perfectly. No problems here.
I bet it probably tastes
better
too.
I'm the fastest peanut butter and jelly sandwich maker on the planet.
Let me call Guinness.
It's probably not true.
But we can measure it. No, but that's interesting though.
It's amazing.
I just learned something new.
Yeah. Here's another thing that he used to do that kind of changed, that revolutionized my world.
Wow, what a guy.
Yeah.
That's an incredible guy.
He used to mix his peanut butter and jelly in a bowl beforehand.
This fucking guy.
And then not all the time.
Right.
And then spread it across. And I know what you're thinking, like, what does that do?
But I feel like it makes it better.
It's so much better.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's a deluxe PB&J.
It is.
Yeah.
That makes sense, though, because it's mixed together.
So good.
It's
the perfect consistency.
Together. Right.
Like,
fluffy, but it's got
It's amazing. Do you use peanut butter, or do you do like all the different nut butters that we have now on the shelves that cost like $25 more than just peanut butter?
No, I'm a basic bitch, and I just do my peanut butter.
I don't think. I mean, unless you're allergic, which even if you are, suck it up, pussies.
What are you, Logan Roy?
I can go into anaphylactic shock. Yeah, fuck you.
I got my EpiPen right here, bro. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised they didn't. Sorry, that just reminded me. I'm surprised they didn't all teach us how to use an EpiPen in like elementary school and all give us one. Like you may not be allergic, but your friend Fred over there might be. So here you go.
Yeah. But the I do peanut butter as well.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. That's just.
You want to know what I will say? If I could afford it,
almond butter,
sunflower butter.
Jesus, I didn't even know that was an option.
Yeah.
What?
Everything's an option.
You're right.
Are
Anything
you kidding
can be.
me? Sunflower butter, amazing, right? It's roasted sunflowers, lightly salted and then ground up to make the butter. It's amazing.
That sounds so nice
it's
and pleasant.
So good.
I would try that.
You know how they sell the sunflower seeds just by themselves?
Yeah, I love sunflower seeds.
Like,
I love acting like I'm in the major leagues.
I like cracking them. I'm saying they sell just like the.
Oh yeah. I put them in salads all the time. I'm healthy. No. I eat salads. Yeah, absolutely.
And those are fun because you just pour the whole good part of the sunflower seed into your hand and you just eat it.
Right.
And then you make sunflower butter in your mouth. That's what it is. Except already done for you. Not the masticated part. They don't masticate it and then put it into the jar. You're
going to make me masticate it? No.
Yeah, they just churn it in probably a huge fucking thing.
So yeah, it's probably really good. And
it's amazing.
Oh, I'll try it. I definitely want to try it.
Well, but it's like $7 a jar. So.
What? Damn it.
Actually, though, yeah. So Jesus. I don't have the money to buy it.
Just go buy a huge bag of sunflower seeds and then take a bite of your jelly sandwich and then.
Yeah. But even just the seeds are like those bags are like $2 more than the fucking regular old just. It's the extra process, man. It just takes too much.
All right.
Because they don't have machines that do it. It's just lines of people meticulously popping the seeds out.
They get paid per seed.
Yeah. They don't make a lot.
No. No.
Imagine if that's really how it was done.
The
inefficiency of human power is it's
incredible.
Yeah.
We're unstoppable.
They would never make profit if that's how they had to do just the seeds. They would never make profit.
Mm-mm.
Thanks, robots.
Appreciate you.
That's a whole nother one.
That is a whole nother pod.
Man.
Speaking
Secession.
Of pods. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, you've been.
I fucking love that song.
Yeah, the theme song, the title sequence song. Elle really likes it.
For some reason, it has to be super hype. But I think I just like how it shows up in different parts of the show and in different variations as well. It might be a strings. It might be.
You want to know what it reminds me of?
What does it remind you of?
The circus.
It is that's fucking is the Roy family though, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was intentional.
Who's the ringmaster?
Come on.
No.
The father.
Mr. Logan Roy.
Actually.
That's what I mean. Who really, is it? Marcia? Is it Marcia?
The stepmom. Yeah. Everyone's got their game, Elle.
In similar fashion,
that was a line from the show. Everyone's got their game.
So that was going to transition me in similar Euphoria fashion. Do you have a favorite character in this show? Or no?
Yeah,
I have a theory about. Okay, go ahead.
Right
on the spot.
Yeah, I only hesitate because Tom is he's up there. Tom is up there.
I can't nail Tom.
He's a fucking prick.
I can't.
He's a prick.
He is a prick. No, 100%.
No, yeah. He's a prick. He kind of seems too nice. It's his angle. But I also love Connor. Connor's amazing. He's incredibly funny. And I like that he's just not really involved. I like that he has his own thing going on.
I like the last episode. He's like, I'm just going to run for president.
Yeah. No, he's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Tom in the last episode also was a man after my heart and was like, let's just move to New Zealand and become sheep farmers.
When he did that, I was like,
yeah.
Is Tim in the room?
Yeah. Well, his name's
not
Tom.
Shiv?
It's very close. So, Elle had been trying to convince me to watch this. You had tried to convince me to watch it for like almost a month.
Again, yeah. My friend,
you were like, you gotta watch Succession.
My friend Maxwell had been trying to get me to watch it for a while too.
You're like, I'm 4 episodes in. It's great. It makes me laugh out loud.
Which I don't know if that says about me, but
makes me lol.
It actually physically makes me lol.
And all you had to tell me.
Yeah. What did I have to tell you?
Was Adam McKay was involved.
Yeah, Mr. McKay is involved.
That's it. That's all you had to say. Adam McKay's involved. He helps with all of it. That's it. Like, he wrote Ant-Man. Incredible. He's an incredible. Seriously, he's an incredible writer, incredible producer. Adam McKay, and that's why it's as funny as it is. By the way,
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Here's a note about Succession as well. It's filmed exactly like The Newsroom.
Oh,
remember that?
Yeah, that's a good.
You ever seen that?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, incredible show.
It is a great show.
Jeff Daniels.
Jeff Daniels.
Olivia Munn.
Shout out.
Bunch of other people in that one too.
Yeah, that might be one.
So
Maybe,
good.
Yeah, it's such a good
Maybe show. I feel like, let me start off. Also, Succession is, I mean, it's a political comedy drama.
You can there's definitely some parallels between our current.
And I think HBO it feels like a replacement for The Newsroom.
Just the other side of it.
Yeah. Not like directly.
No, you bring it.
But it's filmed very similarly.
I love that.
And it has
those fucking close-up shots.
It also has a very, I don't know, the whole thing just has a very similar tone. I mean, there's a
lot of like,
there's a lot of like fast-paced talking. There's all like everyone's very quippy. They're very quick with each other. Mm-hmm. There's that like it, which is, you know, again, it's got that very similar style,
right?
Which is probably why I like it.
Yeah. No,
I immediately liked it. I was like, oh, this looks just like The Newsroom.
I didn't really think about it till you just said that, and I'm like, oh yeah. No, I love the way it's shot, and I love those little moments where they zoom in on the character.
Yeah.
Like, I live for shit like that.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's identical the way it's filmed, and I mean, down to the palette, like all of it looks super similar. The only difference is like, it's a political comedy in the sense of like really kind of focusing on this one family, where The Newsroom was political comedy that really focused on real world events at the time. Like, they kind of did like a fictional characters inside real world events.
It was like the Law and Order SVU thing.
And how and kind of how like this fictional newsroom handled it. Mm-hmm. And it's supposed to be like, Newsroom was kind of like insight on how it's typically handled. Or how it should be.
How it should be, yeah.
Some of it was how it should be. Some of it is how it is.
Right.
Succession is just a political comedy about fucking
the Roy family
corporation. And the Roy family.
The Roy family who owns the big ass corporation.
Yeah. So who's your favorite character?
You know, I was thinking about that.
Is it Rome?
No, you know what? He was top of the list.
Rome is my favorite character.
He's fucking funny, man.
Like I said, you know, of course, it's like Tom and Connor. Yeah, they're great. I love. Anytime anyone's gonna ask you like what my favorite character is, it's got to be like the obscure one,
right?
But like
Tom,
Rome.
No, I think
Rome is fucking hilarious.
He's fucking funny. He's very real. He has a certain realness to the characters too. And see, here's the thing: they're all assholes.
Yeah.
Like, that's just, they have those moments of humanity. You're like, oh, like I can relate. And then he's like, oh, that guy's like when the first episode when they're doing the baseball game and Roe, he's like, I'll give you, like, he writes out this fucking check if the kid can do a home run.
Yeah,
and then he just fucking rips it up, and
right
it's like
in front of that kid's face.
It's like, damn, you guys just fucking helicoptered here.
Yep.
And
Roman is.
He's funny though.
Oh, and, yeah, he's fucking hilarious, and he's the epitome of an asshole who thinks he is the one speaking the truth. In reality, he's just being a prick.
Right. Yes. I think I'm supposed to relate to Shiv and like Shiv a lot.
You don't?
I mean, I do. She's that's the thing with all the characters. I like them, but I don't at the same time. So I don't necessarily have a favorite character.
I didn't bring up the actress's name.
They're fucking.
She's pretty though.
So yes,
she's gorgeous.
Yeah, but one of the few gingers on television.
I mean, I get why. I get why there's a guy clinging on to her. I get it.
Dude. But I do like Shiv, though. I do like all of them. Fucking Kendall, man.
You know what? I didn't like Kendall at the first.
I didn't like Kendall at first either.
And then I started to root for Kendall.
I know. It's weird, isn't it?
And I don't know how that happened. Good writing.
Good.
I don't even know if that was intentional, but yeah, I started I didn't root for him because I thought oh, the dad's a prick and he's the evil one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just started to get behind him. There's something about him that I really like.
I don't know.
I really like Kendall.
I don't know if it's just the actor being a great actor or if it really is the writing, but you when he took that hit of meth, I was like, damn it, Kendall.
Yeah.
We had done so well.
He's also really funny in his own right.
Yeah.
Kendall's very funny. I like that when he gets into meetings, he's just like, "Hey, bro."
Hey, bro.
He turns into this fucking this bro dude. Hey, bro.
Hey, man, what the fuck, man?
He's like when he's out of the fifth episode.
Yeah.
I mean, goodness gracious. That's how shows typically go. They kind of build up, and then the mid-show, mid-season episode is huge.
It's a shit show episode.
And that's the one where he was trying to vote his father out,
and he couldn't fucking make it back from.
Yeah. So after that, and he's trying to do tech startup or whatever, and he goes into Dust. And he's just I bought these. He's before you keep on going, I bought these fucking shoes because I walked in expecting you guys to, I don't know, dress just like a bunch of idiots. And he goes, I bought these fucking dumb shoes, and I thought they were cool, but they're fucking stupid. I'll take them off. And he's he is all over the fucking place. Yes. But that's when he gets really funny. Probably more likable is when he
he just kind of
when
stops.
he's just when he's really just going at it.
Yes.
By going at it, I mean being on drugs.
Relapsing.
Yeah, no.
If you were in Kendall's position, so if you were in line of succession and you were in theory supposed to take over your dad's company, and then your dad is like, you know what, I think I'm gonna chill. I'd
have been pissed.
Would you do a hostile takeover? Would you do what he's doing, the bear hug, or would you just kind of be like, you know what, Dad, fuck you?
Well, it's kind of
chill on my trust fund.
Well, it's kind of crazy whenever he asks him, why are you even doing this?
Right.
And he doesn't
have an answer.
Really, no. He doesn't really have an answer, and I think. I mean, that's a good question. I don't know if I would do that because he seems to get so caught up in it because that's just what his world was supposed to be.
Right.
That he's kind of just doing things to do things. So it's going to be interesting to see if that changes for him. Because I don't know. He seems to be invested.
Right.
Actually, and maybe it was just a moment where he's having to do something really difficult because here's the thing that frustrates me about Kendall the most is that he just fucks up. But he fucks up in a subtle way. It's not an intentional way. He almost has this part of him that's it's a trusting and it's a kindness that just keeps biting him in the asshole. It's I know the whole last before he even did the big hostile takeover, and he was just trying to orchestrate it, and he's out of the company, he's trying to orchestrate it all. He ends up telling Frank,
right?
And it's
and that's what
he tells Frank, and now they have to pull the trigger 4 days sooner than he wanted to, and so it's Bud, why are you telling Frank?
Right.
You had it lined up. Why are you talking?
That was one of your explicit.
Why are you talking to more people?
Right.
It's you and 2 other people that know, and you go around talking about it, it's gonna get out.
Right.
And so and shit like that just happened all the time.
I know.
The entire time, even when he was trying to do the voting, the no confidence vote.
He went out of his way to go to Long Island when
word got out and
ended up fucking him in the long run. Yeah.
Yep.
That was so brutal.
Frank even said, like, you don't need to call her. Don't call her. It's fine. Right. It's good. And then he calls her anyway. And he's just like, so your mother's not going to be able to make it to the voting tomorrow, right? Just to reassure himself that he's got the majority vote.
That's what fucked everything.
And then the daughter fucking tells the mom, and then that fucked him. So it's like, so now she's going to phone in instead of just trying to get better. You know, she has cancer, so it's probably not going to happen. But, you know, just saying.
Yeah, no, it's...
But, you know, poor Kendall.
Yeah, Kendall fucks himself.
But not poor Kendall at the same time.
At the same time. That's what I'm saying. Like,
it's such a weird relationship with him.
But that's why I love these characters, though. Like, you watch it, and you're just like, damn it, Shiv. Like, why are you fucking cheating on Tom again? But then it's like, you're an asshole.
Yeah. Shiv's an asshole. Shiv's the smartest one, though.
She's the smartest asshole out of all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, so at the last episode, that was kind of one of the things I liked about it. Because Logan's, when Kendall is, Logan's pretty much being like, dude, we found your shit with this dead kid. Like,
yeah.
Do you want this to be taken care of or no?
Fuck.
Dude. I didn't see that. I mean, I knew something sketchy was going to happen when they got in the car, but I did not see that coming.
Right.
Like, I thought something was going to happen to Kendall or... No, he just killed someone.
Something did happen to him.
He fucking killed someone.
Yeah.
And he's like, and then so-and-so saw you come back a little damp. Like... Fuck.
Yeah, that was a brutal ending. That was brutal. I thought he was gonna be able to pull it off. Didn't happen. Right at the end, man, he fucked up again.
And then he's just standing there like it. I guess it's just a great point to the acting because then it transported you back to this time where Kendall is just like a little child.
Yeah.
And just like crying to dad. But this is where I lost my train of thought. So when Logan's like, you know, I think I fucked up, like you kind of get it throughout, like, and it's part of the American dream, right? Like your parents work really hard in order to give your kids a better, successful chance at life.
Yep.
And then what happens when they're all kind of assholes and pricks? Is it on you as a parent?
Well, you know what's actually, I think one of the better notes about it was when Kendall was like, you're just jealous that we don't have to work or we don't have to go through as hard of a thing that you went through to get to where we're at. And I thought that was even a better point.
I like that point, yeah.
Sure, they're assholes. But, I mean, they're in the world where being an asshole is normal.
It's acceptable.
It's needed to even be successful in doing what they do. It's needed. Mm-hmm. There needs to be a level of that cutthroat like vibe. And I think Kendall was right on that moment. I think he hit it like perfectly.
Yeah, because I think in that same episode,
I don't know if that was Kendall. I don't know who said that.
No, it was because that same. I think it's the same episode. Logan comes out of the pool, and you see marks on his back that indicate some sort of lashing marks.
Yeah.
It's that same episode. Yeah, I enjoyed that part too because I think that
I think it's partially true.
I think it's partially true, especially in today's society. Like,
I think it rings true 100%. I think I think especially for at least his character type, it's like, why wouldn't he feel that?
Sure,
you know what I mean?
Sense of entitlement.
He went through all that shit, and now, you know, he's got his kids who, for the most part, you know, they had a good upbringing, and now they have the ability to just be successful based off of
their name.
Yeah, their name and their their connection.
Which I
And it's like he didn't fucking have that, so why wouldn't he be pissed?
Which I thought was really interesting then, because when they all four were, it was like Connor, Shiv, Roman, Kendall, and they're all sitting there like, Kendall, why are you doing this? Like, I'm trying to help fix the company, like maybe. And then Connor's like, don't you understand? Like, fuck the company, but without our name, we're nobodies.
Yeah.
Like, you taking the company, I mean, that's essentially taking away our name. And then, yeah. And that's, you know, that's what Logan always tells Kendall, like, you're a nobody.
Yeah. And Carnival said, any jackass can make a couple $1 million.
And I was like, damn, you jackass.
Yeah, fucking A, man.
Can we talk about Cousin Greg for a second?
Yeah, I was actually gonna mention him.
I fucking love Cousin Greg.
Yeah, I mean, I'm.
No, you're like, are you on the fence about him? Does he annoy you?
He did kind of at the beginning, just because like his bullshit is so over the top. It's just like, dude. Yeah. I like it better when he's a little bit more comfortable, but he's still like uncomfortable. Like he's still kind of awkward when he talks to people, but he's not like
overly annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's like a part where he's like getting out of the cab to go get the slippers.
Yes.
And he's like, "Hey man, I was here to pick up some slippers. I don't have any money for this cab, but like can you yeah, she said you cover it. She's supposed to call. I don't know if she called." And he's like, "Man, I don't even know who you are." And then he just turns towards a cab driver and he's just like, he's not gonna give you the $16. And it's just like, what? How? And how do you get away with that?
Because of where he was dropped off at.
It's like, what what? So there were just like when he first calls his mom.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, you're right. Early Greg is kind of annoying.
Yeah, he's super annoying. I had like this kid just like aggressively smoke weed in my car, and so I smelled like it, and then I got fired. And it's like, and that's a shortened version. It was like a 2-minute scene of him explaining to his mom this completely outlandish, obnoxious, no way in hell would ever happen story, and I was just like, oh my god, dude,
this kid.
But as it goes on, I like him. I like the fact that he's taking steps to ensure his place.
Yeah, I did like that.
While still kind of just being awkward around people.
Yes.
But not having to like bullshit. He just doesn't like the words don't come to him.
Right, yeah. Still understanding the nuances of the game that he's
so I enjoyed that more than I enjoyed his early way too much bullshit. Like when he's just kind of speaking and he's like, he's a great man. He doesn't deserve this. He gave me a job. You remember that? You remember he gave me a job? And he's talking to the stepmom. And because he's trying to like confirm that he got a job.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, shut up, please.
There's some other shit going on.
Please shut up.
No, but I really liked so when Tom's like, I'll teach you how to be rich. Yeah. And I think it was such a, because I think that's kind of also a little bit of the show, like they kind of make fun at the fact that there's these supposed to be like these rich people, and
Tom is perfect for it.
And right,
because he didn't come from money.
Right. So
he's literally just like,
let me show you.
They're like, yeah, this bottle costs $2,000.
It's like, why?
Why?
Because we can.
We're totally getting ripped off.
And then it just really puts, it's like, damn, like, are we all really trying to make all this money so we can pay?
Yeah, $2,000 for
a bottle that costs $60.
Bottle of vodka. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. That's weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, that whole series made me LOL.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Tom's really funny.
Teach you how to be rich. Oh, man, an issue I did have that didn't make any fucking sense to me. It's not my wedding. Why the fuck would Shiv invite someone that she just started to work for? I get inviting Nate. He's your old bro. A little too comfortable with him, but whatever. Your new boss that you just started to work for that actively hates your family?
Right.
That doesn't make any fucking sense.
No.
And then on top of that, like, oh, well, I invited him when my parents... That still doesn't make any sense. Like, you just started working for him. Why would you invite him to your wedding? Yeah. Again, at a place where more likely than not, there are people there that don't like him or his policies or any
Pretty
of that.
much.
Like, why would you do that to yourself?
Yeah.
Doesn't make any... Sorry.
Well, it did set up Connor's I'm going to become president thing.
Fucking Connor run for president.
That works.
With his chateau out in New Mexico.
Yeah.
Just this massive castle in the middle of the New Mexican desert.
Yeah. I mean, he's incredible. Roman, by the end of it, kind of feels out of the loop, doesn't he?
He's always trying to figure out what the fuck's going on.
But
he's still in on it.
Like, in a way, I felt like when he was first in it and he kind of came in, he had that kind of feeling of like, oh yeah, he's like the goofball, but at the same fold, he could actually like.
He knows he was.
Yeah, he's just like, he actually knows his shit. Like, he would probably be able to handle some of that stuff.
And I like how he brought up, I think one time it was like they were all fighting with each other at one point, and I think he was talking to Kendall, and he was like, just because I like to make a joke doesn't mean I don't know how to. Yeah. Close a fucking deal, which is true. Yeah. Yeah. It goes back to that.
Yeah. He even says, I can't remember who he's talking to, but he even says at one point where he's like, he's talking to, I forget his name, Lawrence, the Asian guy who, he's talking to Lawrence.
The chicken coop guy.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's like, listen, he goes, I am, because they're trying to get the vote. Mm-hmm. They're trying to get Lawrence's vote to get Logan off the board. And he's like, listen, he goes, I'm pretty fucking dumb. But I'm smart. And he goes, I'm too dumb to be CEO. He goes, but I'm smart enough to handle like these certain situations. And that kind of encapsulates like who Roman is. Yeah. But then at the end, I don't know. At the end, he was just so far out of the loop. Like, he's still like trying to do all this really small shit while Kendall's like
literally doing a hostile takeover.
Yeah, he's actively like doing a hostile takeover, and he's like
trying to get a
Roman's at this party, and he thinks he's gonna talk to that guy about
Sandy
talk to Sandy about buying cable companies, and it's like he's totally getting played, and he has no clue he's getting played. And that, I don't know, I can't say it felt off character because that's clearly what his character is, but in a way I felt like, I don't know, I felt like he'd be able to sniff the bullshit a little bit better than he did.
Agreed. I think a part about that though is he's just so blinded by wanting to not maybe prove his father wrong. Right. Maybe even more just solidify that, like, I do belong here. You did make the right decision.
And it's probably more than just his father, too. You're right about that.
But, I don't know. I mean, if you're Kendall and you find out that you are about to take over your company, your family company, you find out you've got a shit ton of debt, you go to your best bud in the finance world, you're like, hey, I need your help. Mm-hmm. Okay. Your best bud kind of fucks you. Yeah. You then come to find out not only did your best bud fuck you, your best bud is actually working for someone else who now has a stake in your company. Well, yeah, technically your company.
Well, he worked with the competition.
Yeah. How do you not get pissed off at Stewie and just say fuck you? Right. I mean, I don't know. I feel like his vengeance is misplaced.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
It's private equity that is what Stewie like works in.
Stewie.
And Sandy is the competition of another like entertainment conglomerate who's probably bigger. They don't ever say it explicitly, but he's probably like bigger. He's probably like one above. I think like ATN's number 5, and they're probably like 4. Yeah. And so it's just that kind of like, they don't have anything to do with each other because of that rivalry. But Sandy's a hustler, so he's definitely
done it well.
Had some stakes going on. I think the only reason why Kendall, I don't know. I don't
know why he still fucks Stewie. I really don't. Maybe they go way back. But I feel like after a while,
I think mainly because, I mean, Kendall knows Stewie. Stewie's going to just follow money, and he says it a lot. He's like, Stewie just follows the money, wherever the money's at. And so his anger, he was angry at Stewie. Remember, he wasn't talking to him for a bit.
Then he's like, do you want to talk to Sandy?
But again, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I think he just has that wall where it's like he knows. Like, he shouldn't have expected him to not follow the money, because he's going to.
Yeah.
And so Stu will be loyal as long as you're the option that can make him the most. And that incident was the moment where he wasn't the choice that would make him the most, and so
crazy.
So I don't know. Again, everyone's kind of a prick. They're kind of all assholes.
That's your cutthroat.
And everyone has a game. So like that line was said.
Exhausting.
That line was said like in episode 7 or something like that. And the moment he said it, I'm just sitting there thinking, just like,
man, that's life though.
Well, it also made it kind of made my brain hurt, because then I just started thinking about like all the characters at once, and I was like, man, everyone is playing an angle.
But you know what, though? That's what made me really appreciate the scene, because you bring up a really good point. The scene where they're all in the boathouse and it's just the siblings minus Connor, because they forgot to fucking invite Connor.
Yeah, and they're like on the boat.
Yeah. That was pretty great. But no one was trying to one up the other, like no one was trying to swindle a deal, like they were just like, and I think it was refreshing to see, because we never had a scene, I think, throughout the series or the first season where it was just like siblings, like just kicking it, like you know what I'm saying, like if anything there was more business partner relationships or interactions. So it was nice. It was like a nice break from the craziness that it is, the game that is being played. It's refreshing for a second.
I mean, it is exhausting. That's just like their whole thing. Hey, Maya. Okay.
Our pod pup's up.
Yeah, she's kind of looking at me.
Oh, cutie. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, but that was a good scene. Another one that I really liked just visually was when they're at the wedding and they send or rather they all get together because they find out Kendall's doing the hostile takeover, and that just looks really good. That scene looks great because it's very like Entourage. Like Kendall's standing there and he's like in the foreground, and then it's like the other three just kind of look at him and they're all standing, and I think like Shiv is like sitting.
Yes, yeah. That's a great shot.
And then the father walks in, so then it's literally just like it's these fucking 5 people.
Yes.
And it's just like, goodness gracious.
And
that's later in the season too, so you're just like, fucking these guys have done a lot.
That reminds me, there was another good shot when they're leaving the bachelor party, and which I really appreciated. The name of that episode was Prague, even though they don't
go to Prague.
Actually ever go to Prague, but the episode, you're like, oh shit, we're going to Prague. But they all come out and it's like Tom, Connor, and then Kendall. There's a good amount of space, and then Kendall and I love that shot. It was a great shot.
That was a point where Kendall was pretty separate from all
and
of
that was the indication.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they didn't know, but we all knew that.
Yeah.
Here's the
he was
symbolic
he was making his
separation
way,
of
he was making his way downtown.
Yeah. I think this cruise thing is about to fuck them.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's from Shiv or, another, because I think she said I mean, it's like, okay, here's this company and then their cruise line. Right. It's probably not that hard to do some Oppo research on that.
Just to explain that, because we didn't dive into that.
Oh yeah, we didn't.
Tom becomes head of the theme parks department, which is all inclusive of cruises and things like that. His old boss gives him this. He pulls out like an air-gapped computer, which air-gapped computer means a computer that never touches the internet. And he prints out, because he doesn't want his handwriting on anything, a list of hush money people.
Files.
Of people that have done a ton of awful things
for their company.
And the company pays them hush money and shuts them up. And so Tom recruits Greg
cousin Greg
to get rid of it after having a setup in which they're going to shred the documents. Cousin Greg the Egg.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, Cousin Greg the Egg is intelligently makes copies of important things from that to stay relevant in the family.
Yes.
So he
save the day.
Yeah.
Throw away. Yeah.
He leverages himself using that a little bit later.
That's how you know he's a Roy at heart.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. That was his first go around. He knew.
Yeah. And so Shiv is a political consultant who is working for a person that is going to be the next U.S. president, or so they believe. He hates ATN and the Roy family, and he needs dirt for
all the dirt
for the battle that
ATN
they
take down. Yeah,
for the battle that is going on, that ATN and he are in the midst of. And so he's trying to get Shiv to get information to help him, leverage some talking points. She was indeed, because she happens to be married to Tom. Who happens to know about that shit. And they kind of had a heart and breakdown, and he finally...
After they got married.
Yeah.
Jesus.
He finally, they finally created a bond deep enough for him to share that information. What an interesting relationship.
I was actually about to bring that up. They are challenging the ideals of what marriage should be.
Right.
Interesting.
I don't hate their thought process.
No, I don't either. It kind of makes sense, honestly.
It does make sense.
It makes a little bit more sense than putting everything into just one person to be the sole barrier of your burdens.
It's not even just that. It's the talking point about like the word love and all of the shit that we attach to it.
Yeah.
Like we took the word love and then we like hung different words onto it and made love the all encompassing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's like that's not really what it is. And so we can like redefine that. In a sense, she's just trying to fuck another guy.
In a broader sense, yes.
Yeah. I mean, he got a blowy, but whatever.
Dude. It didn't count, though, because the cum never actually left his body.
He drank his own cum, so it's like a recycling system. Closed loop.
I didn't technically cheat, though, because it...
Yeah.
Oh,
well...
So fucking funny. But yeah, that was, I mean...
And the reason why I say I don't mind it is not because I'm like, yeah, I would totally like to sleep with someone else. No. I wouldn't. But I have lived life in a way where I do believe people play their roles in your life for a very specific reason.
Yeah.
Like, I think you can want to be with someone, but then you can, cherish music with a totally different person.
Right.
And, like, you can have a real and true friendship and bond and love for a person based off of, this interest you have.
Right.
I think that's totally a normal thing.
Yeah, I think so too.
And I think that just kind of goes across the board. I mean, you know somebody long enough and you're friends with somebody long enough, you can probably sit down and say, well, yeah, I love that person.
Right. No, that's
Like, that's not a weird thing.
I'm sorry.
To say, like, I don't know. So I kind of like the idea of what they're saying.
No, I do too, yeah.
It's like one person. It's asinine to think that one person is the all-encompassing.
Right.
Because it's not.
It's not the case.
It's not. There may be a person that can deal with the shit that typically would throw people off. Mm-hmm. And I think that's where most of us find comfort, and then we say, like, oh, well, that's the person I'm going to, like, be with.
They're able to handle my shit the most. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a respectable thing. Yeah. I get that.
Yeah.
Like, are you really gonna like want to marry somebody just because you guys like the same fucking music? It's like
probably not.
no.
But
like, how far is your whole thing gonna go if you're like, you know, you have the same favorite movies list?
Right.
It's not gonna go very far.
No.
I mean, you may enjoy that person's company and think very highly of them and enjoy being around them thoroughly. But, you know, what I think we value more as people is like someone who's going to be able to emotionally be able to like bounce back and forth with you on that level. So
that you bring up that, so that's a nice leeway to Roman's relationship with his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Because they have an emotional connection. They obviously enjoy being with each other, but they seem to lack a physical side. Which
wasn't the first time that was mentioned.
No. And it's clearly a thing for them.
It's clearly a thing for him.
Yeah, for him, obviously, because he was like jacking off and so to the view of New York City. And
yeah. So I'm wondering what his whole thing is.
And then the dog cage thing, and I'm just like, what the fuck, Roman? What's going on, my guy?
Yeah.
What happened there? Which I'm sure we'll find out in season 2 a little bit more of Roman's psyche. Because you really learn more about. I feel like this first season you learn about Kendall.
Yep.
You learn about Shiv.
Yeah.
You don't know a lot about Roman or Connor.
No.
Connor, you just know he's the estranged brother from the
I'm interested to see if they're even going to really change that.
I don't know if they
would. That
would.
dynamic.
We might get a little bit more of Roman.
But I expect that. I just don't know if I expect Connor to really make like this huge, you know, assertive like character arc in a season. I think that he's his role for a reason. So
Connor, he plays Cameron in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Do you think that Connor is Cameron growing up just with money? Could you see
I mean, no. I think Cameron was more of like a nervous wreck. Yeah. Cameron is.
I wonder what Connor was like. I wonder what
that's why I like Cameron so much. And we even mentioned that as like Ferris.
Yeah, he was like.
It's like Ferris Bueller's not like I don't.
Cameron's Day Off.
Yeah, like I don't love Ferris Bueller's Day Off because to me it's not really a funny movie because it's just like it's just good in the sense of like, oh, if I played hooky, that's what I would do.
Yeah.
But there's no real comedy.
No.
Cameron's a comedy, and it's only because he's so fucking nervous all the time, and it's great.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off is really just a story about this one kid having fun and making his friend a nervous wreck the entire day.
And ruining his friend's day.
Yeah. Almost traumatizing it. I mean, I'm
Ferris
sure.
Bueller's a piece of shit.
He's a piece of shit now that we're talking about it. Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. So anyways, Connor.
Yeah. Connor's awesome, man. He's weird. But
he's fucking weird, but I enjoyed the scene where it's Thanksgiving and Logan, they're playing that game. Obviously, he's struggling a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then the Kendall's kid that he had yelled at earlier to just stop having his emotions. To stop having emotions. Yeah. Fuck you, come inside. And then the kid was like, "No, Grandpa, you lost." And was like, "Fuck you," and hit him in the face with the can. Oh man, I was like, "Damn, Logan." It made me laugh, but then it was also like later on that night when you see him with Marcia and he's trying to remember the series, and you're just like, oh, "Damn, Logan."
Yeah, I never felt bad for Logan.
There were times
I didn't feel bad for him at any moment.
When he would like those moments when it was like obviously moments set up to make you be like, oh, but then he was such an asshole that you didn't. It was almost just like, fuck you. No, you deserve that.
I really just felt like nothing towards him. Like he wasn't the villain. I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, he's a prick, man. Like
huge prick.
Like unrightfully so. Like I mean, it's old school.
We say that, but he's over here like telling the president, like, "Yo, can you take care of this shit for me?" And the president's like, "Yeah, I got you."
Yeah.
Like, dude, I would probably be a massive prick too if that was the kind of power I had.
Yeah.
Honestly, no one tells you no.
Yeah.
And then people if the answer is no, like people are going to find a way to make it work for you.
You know what's crazy is I just felt like the moment when they were trying to vote him out and like he wouldn't leave the room, and
oh, that shit pissed me off.
And Frank like was kind of just like pensive about it. I wanted to yell at the computer so badly.
Like, stop the meeting.
I would have slapped that old fucker out of the room.
Yeah, Frank was gonna get fired anyways. Might as well.
Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna fucking stay in this room. I'd have been like, listen, you old fuck, I'll fucking slap that brain hemorrhage right back to the forefront. You better get your fat ass out there.
Do you need your cane? Like, here you go, bud.
Dude, like, it's illegal. Get out of here. Yeah. I would have slapped him. I would have slapped that old bitch. That's what he need. I would have already punched Logan in the face if I was related to him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I already punched him in the face.
What is Marsha playing at?
We're gonna find out. She's playing though. She's playing a huge game.
And Logan played that. I mean, he said that too.
Oh yeah. She's got her own thing going.
After we found out her son is now.
Well, here's the thing.
Head of animation in Europe.
Here's the thing. You know, Kendall finds out that they're like $3.45 billion in debt to a bank. And he does all this shit to try and fix it. He makes a pretty good move.
He does.
And his father just like, you know, he's like, you're a fucking idiot. I'm telling you, I'd have slapped that old bitch. What a fucking asshole, man.
He is. He's an ungrateful asshole.
No, he is, man. He is. Like, he has an abusive relationship with all of his children.
All of them. That's like when I thought it was really interesting.
Except for Connor. Honestly, except for Connor. Let's be real. Like,
they just like, that's because they don't have any expectations for
Connor.
Yeah. They're just like, do what you want to do. Hang out with your friend.
Yeah.
Friend.
Yeah.
Playwright.
Yeah.
I wish I had enough money to bankroll an entire play.
Yeah. To bankroll an entire person. He's literally just paying her to like love him.
Yeah.
It's depressing.
It's super sad.
Yeah.
And it's like a little.
And I feel bad for her because she's put in this impossible situation.
Oh yeah. It's like, how can you say no?
Yeah. It's not even like, I don't know, just on so many fronts. Like, one, money. Two, just like, how awkward would you feel? Like, the position you'd be put in just as a person, it would be so hard to like emotionally be like, yeah, this is weird, I'm out.
Calling it. Well, it's like, I thought it was a perfect juxtaposition because when they're at the bachelor party and then I can't remember what character comes up, but he's talking, I think it might have been Kendall, and he comes up to Connor, and then the bartender's like, you better keep an eye on your friend, like, he's been bothering.
Yeah.
And then Connor's like, I'm gonna go apologize to those two girls and give them a hug. Yeah. And it's like,
well, he was also on Molly.
Well, yeah, but it was perfect though, because like that's not appropriate behavior, and if you think that is, that's why you're paying for someone to love you, essentially.
Yeah. He's also on. My first thought was like, oh, he's on Molly, so you know.
Just wants to touch everybody and.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I mean, allegedly, I know.
Yeah. It was a good first season, though. You know,
I enjoyed it. I think
you got a son expecting to be CEO, acting CEO.
Yeah.
Father's making plans that seems like it's backed up by his wife. Doesn't seem like it's totally him. At least that's what I felt. Felt like his wife definitely played a role. Yeah. And then he gets a brain aneurysm.
In the first episode, by the way.
In the first episode, he gets a brain aneurysm. And as all the shit hits the fan, the kids really have to kind of like take the brunt of that. Kendall's definitely taking the brunt of it. And ultimately, Logan, the father, just kind of, I'm just kind of recapping the show. Logan, the father, just kind of slowly makes a return back. Pretty much keeps saying he's not going to fucking leave. Undermines everything that Kendall's doing. And that pretty much undermines Roman as a person.
Right. Yeah. No, absolutely.
And fires Frank, who's been with them for 30 years, and then rehires him again.
Only to fire him again.
Only to fire him again. And Kendall this entire time does one potential takeover, and it completely fails, and that's the phone call we talked about. And then at the very end, as he's trying to do like the massive takeover acquisition, he is looking for cocaine. He has been drinking that night, and the guy that he's using as his hookup took, I don't know.
Special K. He did some ketamine.
Right. That's what it was.
Kendall was like, "This isn't what
which is a downer." So that kid was drowsy.
Already fucked up. This is the same kid that got yelled at. Earlier on in the evening.
And
just signed an NDA.
More hush money.
Yeah.
A deer's in the road. They go in upside down into riverbank.
Plenty of those in England. Yep.
Yeah. Kendall. He actually does go back under the water like 3 times.
Kendall goes down multiple times to try and save the kid.
It doesn't happen. Obviously, he makes this like insane decision to try and just leave. Logan's people kind of will figure it out, and they know. And that's when it all collapses, and he doesn't get to take over. And he needs his father to help bail him out. And there's some reconciliation that happens.
Yeah, now I can't wait to see
in that moment.
The back end of that now, what that's going to mean.
That's the timeline of the main part of Succession. There's a lot of stuff with like Tom and Shiv that happen. Cousin Greg, there's some, we told a little bit about that, but that's kind of the timeline. Since we've been jumping all over the map, I figured it would be good to kind of wrap this whole thing up with a more straightforward of what's going on.
We're definitely going to do season 2.
We will definitely do season 2.
Yeah, so.
The finale airs tomorrow, or today.
Technically today, yes.
Technically today. We're doing a late night session.
Late night in the studio, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Late night in the studio, which is an apartment living room, because amateurs.
With our pod pup right here.
Yeah.
Sleepy bear. Yeah. But let us know what you thought about Succession.
Yeah.
I originally thought it was going to be like Billions. I was very wrong in that. And
more like Newsroom.
Ironically, more like Newsroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, let us know what you think. If there's any more family dramas you guys think we'd like to watch.
Yeah.
Dynasty.
Any more HBO shows?
All the HBO shows. The Watchmen are actually going to...
They got tons, man.
I'm pretty excited about that.
What is it?
The Watchmen.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Interested to see what they're going to do with that. Trailers look pretty good, but,
that's good.
Easy to make things look good in 30 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of the point.
Right.
You know.
Kind
of the point of the whole trailer.
Hey-o.
Trailer ordeal. But yeah. Next time on So You.
Check it.